Welcome to ShePrints Africa, empowered by Printing SA and Impulse Radio Africa, where we celebrate and honor women in the printing, design, and visual communication areas. Today, we have a publisher and event planner, and she is here to me to elaborate on what her journey looks like, as well as what it means to be an advocate for women's rights and their journeys. So, Charnia, thank you so much for being with us today. You are a multi-skilled professional with a background in PR, marketing, and today you're a publisher. Can you let me know what your journey has been like?
Thank you for having me today. I'm excited to be here because I think it's important that women have a platform, and not that we don't have a space at the table. I think things have changed a lot over the years. So I think it's important that you never stop learning. So like you mentioned, I've done marketing and PR and publishing and events, and I've also added social media to that. And my thing is to never stop learning and never create barriers for yourself. I mean, if there's something that you want to achieve, focus on it and do it. So I've got a daughter who's just matriculated and started studying now, and it just kind of made me realize that there's so much pressure on people deciding what they want to be and what they want to study and what they have to do. But I said to my daughter, because she loves music and she's studying music, just start your journey. You know, everything you learn is going to be a part of that process.
Amazing. Start your journey. Everything you learn is part of that process. And today, you actually said never stop learning. And you're the third woman to actually say that within our series. So I really, really think that it is something, a key takeaway in all our podcast series. Today is our last one. And I'm so glad that you have joined me, because now we actually get to speak about the convergence of visual communication. We have gone from print and we have now gone into digital marketing and digital media practices. And we are now at a place where we are in convergence. Charnia, you've been in the publishing print space since 2002.
I know, when you say it like that, it feels like, it should feel like it's been a long time, but it's gone by quickly, and it doesn't feel like, I definitely don't feel old. And I'm not finished yet. I'm still here. I've got lots to still achieve and do. And what I'm really excited about now in this stage is mentoring more. So I love that, you know, there's a strong theme of that with Women in Print and with Printing SA, because I had lovely mentors that gave me those opportunities and taught me stuff on my journey. So I'd love to now reciprocate and just share from my own experiences. But, you know, I have 2 teenagers. So the one thing that I have learned from that is listen. I'm not here to force advice on anyone. I think the important thing is everyone has their own experiences, and you're in a situation and there's, you know, possibly a whole lot of different factors affecting that. So it's about listening and then seeing where you can help with it. So, I mean, I'm really excited about the Change One Woman initiative that we've started, because it is about just making a change in one person's life. You know, I don't have the time, and I'm sure a lot of women who are working full time, we don't have time now to start other organizations and other complicated things. Change One Woman is about doing what you can when you can, and if it's just somebody in your life or at work or at home that you can help with a little bit of advice or just listening. What do they need? Like, what are they struggling with? What are their challenges? Because women that, you know, we've been in the industry a bit longer, we know the pitfalls. We know how to overcome the challenges, because I don't like it when we're always saying, oh, but we're women and we can't do this. Oh, my goodness, being a woman is our superpower.
We love it.
So many skills. And just believe in yourself, you know, don't be held back by what you think other people are thinking. I don't know, maybe if that does come with age. I don't care what other people think. But I'm prepared to listen. So, yeah, this chapter is kind of exciting for me because Change One Woman mentoring. It really speaks to my heart at the moment, and it's where I feel passionate about just making a difference for other women in the industry.
I believe in alignment and Change One Woman, Women in Print, ShePrints Africa. These are really are about authentically encouraging another woman to step into their power and to encourage other women to take up that space and take up opportunities where they initially didn't understand. They may have not understood that those opportunities are there in the first place. So thank you so much for creating such a space like your Change One Woman program. There's a Print Her mentorship program as well, where it's similar with a mentee or a mentorship, taking the time that you need, that you have to provide to someone who needs, especially young women. And I loved your advice about, listen to the opportunities that are there. It's about being observant. So thank you for providing that platform once again. So let's talk technology, because we have a lot of innovations. As I said, we have digital converging with print sectors right now. What does that look like with signage and wide format printing, and why does it excite you?
It doesn't matter what industry you're in necessarily when you've got a set of skills. But there's something about this industry, signage and printing and the visual communications. It's actually such a creative space. The technology shouldn't be the elephant in the room making anyone nervous. Oh my goodness, they're simplifying that all the time. I mean, a supplier, the last thing they want to do is sell you a piece of equipment that you can't operate, that you're going to keep phoning them about on and on and on. I mean, the goal is to have plug and play technology. AI is simplifying, processes as well. I went to the FESPE event in Berlin earlier this year in May, and I was amazed at how many stands were showcasing solutions with AI. It's just becoming a part of our everyday lives, and not in a scary way. Again, I think AI is one of those technologies where it's a tool. Use it as a tool, So for me, when I think about signage and printing technology, it's not scary, okay? I'm probably couldn't operate something without somebody saying, okay, well, that's where you switch it on, and this is where you input the artwork. But the point is, don't be scared to learn. If that's what you want to do, then always ask questions. And Google, find out more. Use ChatGPT, whatever you need to do. I mean, there's a lot of information out there, and the suppliers that sell the equipment also offer training. So you're never alone tackling the scary technology.
I actually had a discussion with a friend yesterday, and they came up with a technology where, because you receive, when you receive something in your mailbox, you receive maybe like 5 pamphlets of the same thing. So he came up with technology that sort of tracks if the delivery person has delivered the necessary amount to each household.
Oh, wow.
Right. So he was doing this initiative for Home Choice, because they actually big on printouts and delivering them to
and they want to know
that it's delivered. Yeah. And those people aren't selling that piece of material to recyclers, but it's actually delivered. So he came up with that technology, and I'm like, that is so interesting, because I wouldn't have never thought of that. But as you can see, that convergence and the tools such as AI we are using to develop things that make life easier for us, and we're able to track, we're able to respond to certain expectations that we have. So yes, you're right. It's not a scary thing, but it's about asking those questions. So as someone who is deeply embedded in both media and expo spaces, I know Africa Print, Sign Africa, and modern marketing, how do you ensure women's voices are not only included, but are amplified across industry platforms?
So first I have to just say that when Change One Woman came about, it wasn't because we don't like men. goodness. I love the men in my life, like, and possibly that influences my opinion about this. So Change One Woman is welcome. I mean, men are welcome to join us because, I mean, we need everyone to kind of work together on this. So one of the key things that we're doing, because we publish and we have the events, is we're focusing on women-led content. So we're giving women the confidence to submit articles because there's a lot of women in our industry. I don't have those numbers because when you register to attend our expos, you don't have to say if you're male or female or other. We're not interested in that.
But the demographic.
I know from seeing the visitors at our expos, there are a lot of women attending. I would say almost 50-50, and then with the networking that we've been doing at our expos this year, we've already done a few networking events, and the success has been that the suppliers attend and the ladies in the industry attend, and then we've created a safe space where you can ask those technical questions because maybe some people are too shy to just say, okay, so what is this and how does it even work? Because they don't want to be like laughed at or eyes rolling just because they've asked like an obvious question. So we really try to create a space at the expos where we can showcase all the entry-level startup business opportunities. I'd say that signage has probably got the least barriers of entry because you can get involved depending how much money you can get together to invest in your first lot of equipment. And from there, it just, gives people the opportunity, and not just women, men and women. I think like probably our biggest challenges are maybe our governments and the high unemployment, but we're going to keep making those excuses, and South Africans don't. I mean, and I know the rest of the continent, we are tough. I mean, we make a plan. When things are not working out, like you were just saying, your friend who came up with that AI solution, because the post office isn't delivering and we can't prove that it was delivered and all those things that used to work that are broken, that's fine, no problem. We'll create something else. We'll find a better way to do it. It's more efficient. We can report back. I just think that, we need to kind of like move with the times.
Move with the times. I love to see it. So, as you're saying that there's lots of expos that you guys have at Sign Africa and Modern Marketing, do they have any innovations in place right now where you feel that women can go into that space, or even anybody can go into a space, like young professionals, because we don't know where to start? We feel like, okay, there's a printing industry, there's a signage industry, but where do I start?
So glad you asked that question because I think that visiting an expo, for starters, we don't charge entrance fees. So we try to make it as, freely available to people as possible. So if you attend any one of the exhibitions, then you get to meet all the suppliers in the industry. You get to see them. They're showcasing their products. They want you to see like the full range of what's available. They want to answer your questions. So you meet people face to face. I'm like a big believer in connecting with people face to face. I love technology and I love how it can save us time. And even when we were doing this interview, it was going to be in person or online. And I must say it was a toss up for me because I was like, sure, but in terms of timing, online would be great. And then I thought, no, man, I want to have the chat,
Yes.
And at expos, it gives people the chance to do business face to face because ultimately, yes, there's technology in place. Yes, there's all these AI tools, everything that streamlines the process, but people deal with people. And expos provide that platform for you to meet people and build relationships with your suppliers and your customers and showing them in real life what it is that your product does. Not everyone has a showroom.
Sure. I know that I used to attend networking events and expos so that I can learn as much as I can. So that's really sound advice. What other advice can you give to someone that is trying to balance their professional life as well as their personal life? Because it does get extremely, time management is a huge thing. And when you have a family life and you have a professional life, and a lot of the time you have a child and such like. What advice would you give to a young professional who's trying to balance their lives?
Oh, wow. I could have done with advice. I don't know. I can only give advice based on my own experience because I failed dismally at it. It took a while to get it right. And I think also, I mean, like I've mentioned, I've got 2 teenagers. So when my kids were younger, it was quite a lot more demanding. So you really need a good support structure in place if you're working. You also don't need to be everything to everybody. I think women, we expect too much from ourselves. Like we set the levels really high. Like we need to ask for help, basically. We need to set our boundaries. When we need help, we need to explain exactly what help it is, because my husband is not psychic, and it was annoying how many clues I left for him. He didn't get it. So, whatever partnership you're in, whether it's at home or at work or, family and friends, like women really, the sense of community that women provide for each other is amazing. Like, we cover stuff in detail. We help each other find solutions. So when I say ask for help, reach out to your people. And honestly, you don't have to do anything alone. You're not in this alone at all. You've got to avoid getting burnt out and stressed out and by talking.
It's like you're speaking to me, Charnia, because this is the second time I hear of that advice today. I'm one person that likes to take everything on my shoulders. And then when it gets overwhelming, and I'm a big crier, so I will just break down. So that advice is really sound advice, especially to a young professional in terms of their time. Charnia, you've touched on how C1W, which is change one woman, focuses on training and mentorship. You've touched on that, but can you elaborate on how your training approach sort of blends with technical skills and leadership development for women?
Thank you for giving me a chance just to elaborate on that. So Change One Woman isn't about changing a woman. It's about helping a woman make a change in her life.
Oh, lovely.
So with training and mentorship, that is just 2 beautiful tools that enable a woman to make those changes, because we're really focusing on women in our industry. There's so many women-led organizations already, which we give credit to and we acknowledge on our websites, that are doing really good work. We're not trying to be in that space. So with the training and the mentorship, we work really closely with Printing SA, and they've launched such a fantastic Print Her mentorship program, which Change One Woman is supporting and promoting on our channels, because they've done the work. And I've actually signed up, and I'm really looking forward to being a mentor. I hope so, because, like I said, I was so lucky to have mentors in my life, and it's my turn. And I think that, Printing SA does some really important work in our industry, and I'm always love collaborating with them. Like this Women in Print series, it's inspiring. Women feed off women, We feed off each other's positive energy and successes and excitement. And I think what they're doing is great. So even on a training point, Printing SA has done so much work in putting their training program together. I mean, we are proud expo and media partners of Printing SA, but we also do their design work, and we worked with them on putting their training manual together. Oh my goodness, they offer a lot of courses. If people in our industry say there's nowhere to get training, there is, guys. Go to the printingsa.org website, because they've got all this on offer. So what Change One Woman is doing is not trying to recreate the wheel. We're trying to create a platform where we're making sure that women in the industry are aware of where they can get training done. Suppliers offer training. So if they've got dates set up, we'll share that information. I mean, we just want women to know that there is opportunity to learn more, and the Printing SA as an industry association is there to support you as well. And there is mentorship. There's this mentorship program that's just been launched, which is going to be really exciting, because we haven't actually done something like that in our region before.
Charnia, would you like to invite anybody to any of your expos that are coming up?
I mean, thank you. I mean, I just something that I didn't touch on earlier is we're also very involved in the FESPA Foundation, because FESPA Africa and Sign Africa, Africa Prints and Modern Marketing are the events that we're hosting at Gallagher from the 9th to the 11th of September. And we're getting the exhibitors on board to print for purpose. Now, Steve Tobelo, who used to head up Printing SA, he is now the head of the FESPA Foundation here in South Africa. He's already started work with 5 rural schools. The FESPA Berlin show has already sent their container full of printed items and donations and stuff that are being installed in the schools. They're fixing pit toilets. They're not just putting up a sign or printing a poster. They're going there and they're actually realizing that there's more work to be done, and they're doing it. So we also have AI workshops, and we have our Change One Woman networking events at our expo. So yeah, I would love for you guys to join us at our expos.
Amazing. Please do join the Sign Africa expos, the FESPA initiatives that are taking place. And also, I would love to see the audience at Women in Print 2025. It is the 1st of August today, so happy Women's Month to everybody. And it is now our time to lock it in. Please do listen to the rest of the shows. They are quite inspirational, quite inspiring. And we have panels of people that are coming to the Women in Print 2025 in Johannesburg, in Cape Town, as well as in Durban. So thank you so much for coming through.